Okay, so I believe everyone's on mute. So we're going to get started.
Okay, yeah, Jessica and Charlene, and
Okie doke. So we can go ahead and I guess we can. Do we have everyone? Do we have everyone that we need?
let's see, I think we do.
Okay, sounds good. So we can go ahead and get started. So hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us via Zoom this morning. Before we get started, I'd like to ask everyone to keep their microphones on mute. The session is being recorded, and so we would like to limit any extra noise as much as possible. Any questions that you have, they can be submitted with the chat feature, and we will answer them later on in this session. My name is Josh Walker. I'm a senior at Hobart and William Smith Colleges. I'm a double major in computer science and media studies. I currently work at the Intercultural Affairs Center, also called the IC. I've worked at the admissions office. I've worked at the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. I've played on the football team all 4 years, and it's been an integral part of my time here at Hobart and William Smith Colleges. I also am a charter member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the first historically Black fraternity in the nation. We chartered a chapter here. We are also joined by the Director of Intercultural Affairs, and that's Professor Alejandra Molina.
Hello, everybody. You know, I'm here, but it'll be mostly our students running the show. But welcome. We're very happy that you joined us today.
No doubt, no doubt.
Joe Bed is here, I think.
Is Joe Bed's here? Awesome.
Joe Bed, I see. I like that.
Would you like to introduce yourself, Joe Bed?
Yeah. So what's going on, guys? My name is Joe Bed. I'm a junior at Hobart William Smith Colleges from Brooklyn, New York. I'm an economics major with a minor in music. On campus, I'm quite involved in various activities. I played in wind ensemble my freshman year, played in jazz ensemble for 2 years. I work here at the Intercultural Affairs Office as a lab monitor. I also work at the Vitale Center downtown as a lab monitor there. I did research at the Fingerless Institute, so sometimes on a daily basis, like I still work as a lab technician when needed to go there to help continue research or if new projects are being made. What else I do? I'm also part of the Black Student Union. I'm on the board on the budget allocation committee. Let's see, there's quite a various things that I do. At least I try to make sure I keep myself involved, doing different things. I feel like there's a lot of skills you can develop. Try to make sure you can find stuff to keep yourself involved in. What else? I created a basketball team last year for intramural basketball tournament. I helped me learn about, a little about organization. Also, communication is important, like reaching out to teammates, setting up practices, figuring out what works for everybody. Sometimes you're gonna have a lot of opinions that don't agree, but you learn how to, manage that in that space and like develop a better thought process. So, sometimes people say there's not a lot to do on campus, but you really just gotta figure out what works for you. Like one year, like freshman year, I tried engineering club because that was an interest for me at some point, and I definitely learned something out of that. Like we developed self-sustaining Arduino garden, which is basically a garden that just basically gardens itself throughout the years, and that's still here to this day. And so, there's just a lot of different various things you can do on campus. I feel like not a lot, but I feel like things that, if anything appeals to you, like it doesn't hurt to try it out. Like I would say, don't be scared to try something new. Even if you like investments, I tried investments club one time. I definitely should stay with that because now I'm taking an investments course. So, if I stayed in that would have helped out. And of course I'm taking, being an econ major, so kind of correlates with everything that I kind of want to do. Also, I say this school provides a lot of opportunity and you really just got to go out there and grab it and look for it. Like right now, Brandy Ferrara, if you guys come here, she's in charge of career services. Right now, they just posted this free finance Pillars of Wall Street program, which is basically you get training on based on financial programs and like Excel, and the alums came together to pay for it for us. So now that's free. So you just gotta really just pay attention and really find stuff that appeals to you. Like the New York City finance trip and Boston finance trip. I was able to go on both, and we're both paid for. So, you know, like,
Exactly.
it's really just all about just being out there, you know, and you want to, if you really want it, you're going to have to go get it. Like, that's really what it is, you know, like, I would like, it's cool and all, like, at first, you know, freshman year, you know, stay inside, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, try to figure out who you're cool around with, you know, figure out how your schedule and class is going to go. But I def say, like, you really, you want to get involved, you know, you maybe don't want to do too much, but at least try different things every semester, and then always try to keep your summer busy. You know, like my freshman year on my bucket list, I wanted to do research, and I did research my freshman summer, and that was pretty cool. And like this summer, hopefully, I'm trying to get something else, like to work at a firm. But I just really say, like, with this school provides a lot of opportunity. The alums want to help. Like, it's honestly, it's intriguing to find that the alums really want to help. Like, you can really reach out to anybody, and they're willing to talk to you about like their career path, their experience, or like, you know, because you never know what they've been through. Or even other alums who are people of color, like they've kind of been through the same situation you may be going through when you come here. So like, you know, you definitely have people you can reach out to. You have us. If you come here, you feel me, you can reach out to, because, you know, whatever you guys are probably going to go through, we've been through that. And so like, you definitely have people you can reach out to. It's a strong, I feel like it's a good community here that stands here at HWS. Yeah. And I'm also part of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Professor Molina, you still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to plug in my computer because I don't want to run out of juice, but I think I'll be good. I am here. So.
Understood. To get our conversation started, do you think you could tell us a little bit more about your background and how students might interact with you once they get onto campus?
Okay, I have a long background here on campus. I started, in the Spanish department, faculty member of the Spanish department, and I'm still connected to Latin American studies. But my love, my heart, my passion, my mind is really at intercultural affairs. I like to say that I direct, but I think it's really our students. I mean, it is an autonomous space, and we do our best to really give students a sense of their own space. It's also a space where, you know, we hope students are empowered, they connect, they work, they lead their meetings, their club discussions. And so that's pretty much my background, right? I'm there for the students. I've learned along with the students because I moved from academic affairs to student affairs, and that was quite a bridge to cross, right? And I'd like to think that it's like the bridge that many of our students cross as they come to campus. So.
Awesome. Well, I was fortunate enough to find the IC early in my college career. And it really became like a really big part of my college career. I didn't even realize it. Because for me, I went to the IC and I wanted to play pool. And someone had, you know, and I was a freshman and I was a first year, and you know, I really wanted to find a place to play pool. And the IC had this nice pool table, and some of my friends, you know, they were upperclassmen, they brought me there, and I just thought it was cool, you know. I just went there to play pool, but then I found out that the IC was a place that didn't sleep, and you know, and there was always something to do there, you know, whether it was, you know, playing pool, whether it was, you know, finding a place to do work. There's so many different places to do work in there. It's cozy, you know. There's a refrigerator in there. There's, you know, there's usually, you know, food, and you know, it's always a very comfortable place, a place to be. Everyone's always smiling around you. People are always looking to support you, whether it be students, whether it be faculty that are working in there. It's open, it seems like, all of the time. And it's definitely a place that has so many resources. It has, this is where different clubs on campus, they meet. So you can find yourself going there to do work, and then leave, you know, involved in a club. You can go there, you know, with one intention and leave with so many different doors open after you leave. And so it's definitely a place that a lot is packed into one place, and it's under one roof. And at the IC is definitely a place where, you know, many people can attest to their life being impacted, you know, and always positively by the IC. And so definitely a very impactful place on campus for me. I guess I would ask this to you, Professor Molina. What programs or events do you recommend? I talked about some of the things that Joe spoke about, some of the things that he's involved with on campus. And I talked about how easy it is to get involved at the Intercultural Affairs Center. What programs or events do you recommend for first years to get involved with, to get connected with, to attend, once they get on the campus?
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Yeah, I wanted to add that, thank you for all the wonderful words about intercultural affairs, and that we really see it also like a refueling place, right, where you can get recharged, because as you can see, when listening to Josh and to Jobed, the involvement is amazing, and that's what we also promote. Yes, we have our programs, we have our initiatives, but we're also the first ones to say, go out there, get involved, because the world is the world out there as well, right? And so I would start by, yes, our programs are important, but the first thing I would say to first year students, be out there. See what's out there. Where are the communities you can find? If you have certain interests, see what's, like the Club Expo, right? There's the first big event, and where you can get involved, you can be involved in some activities. Now, in terms of our programs, we have the conversations through which we bring faculty to the house, and they talk about their research. So we have the academic aspect of life, right? Whether it's faculty or staff member that will come and share what they're doing. We also we collaborate with our offices so that on Sundays, students can be in sessions with writing fellows, with a math tutor. And so it's the academic support. And also, to me, the most beautiful thing is the opening, so that student organizations and students can gather, can exchange ideas, right? And just be there. And I think that that's kind of to me, the main energy that I now miss so much, right? Because of the current circumstances. But soon, things will come back to normal, and we will get new students, we hope, and so that's that I would say. So yeah, programs with faculty, we collaborate with career services. So Brandy Ferrara, our director, comes in once a month, and so we try to meet the needs of our students as much as we can, and always listening to them, right? So what are the needs? What is it that students would like for us to do? And that's kind of the premise of the work we do.
And I definitely agree with the statements that you made, Professor Molina. As well as as Jobed, just both of you guys talking about the resources that are at the IC, and I would just say that are at the school. In general, I would say it's very easy to come, and be a part of this community, and be a big fish in a small pond. It's not the largest school on campus. I mean, the largest campus in the world. And so because of that, it doesn't have a large population, but it has a phenomenal amount of resources. And so because of that, you have very limited people that are able to, take advantage of those resources. And so, you can go out and definitely make good use of the opportunities that are at the IC, that are at the career services, and that are just, that are around campus in general. I guess I would ask another question, and just if you could explain, Professor Molina, some of the ways in which you and the others at the Intercultural Affairs Center support students while they are on campus.
Yeah. I would say it's a simple phrase. We keep our doors open. You come to IC, our doors are open. We discuss, among us. Students are free to go to me or to the HEOP, our colleagues in the HEOP office there, or to Renee Grant. And so I think it's really like I like to call it like a group advice team, right? And so it's really being available, and for students to know that they can always flow in and out, that you don't have to justify anything, right? You're there, if there's anything you need, anything you want. And I think more than anything, providing for students the dignity of who you are, right? Because for those of us, first generation college students, those of us who grew up, you know, in circumstances that were tough, right? Sometimes we do have a sense of, oh my goodness, no, I'm not going to ask for help, no, it's always with the dignity, because I believe that education should be for everybody, you know, that equity is key. And I think that that's kind of at the core of the work we do, right? And it's just a beautiful thing. I learn so much from students on a daily basis. So I would say with humility, that's what I believe.
Yeah, I would definitely, I would definitely agree with you. Especially the part about keeping your doors open. You know, like I said, the IC is always a place that I can find comfort. And I'm sure that, you know, Joe Bay can attest to this as well. You know, especially at a predominantly white institution, you know, being able to go to able to go to a place where people have similar backgrounds as you, all in a concentrated area, you know, and you can find a lot of people that, you know, that experience life similar to you. You know, college is a place where you're going to meet a lot of people of a lot of different backgrounds, and you're going to be able to be influenced positively, you know, by those backgrounds. But at the same time, finding people that, you know, that have similar backgrounds to you and that have lived, you know, lives that grew up similar to you, you know, that's something that's always, you know, going to provide comfort as well. And I think, you know, college is a time where you're able to extend yourself and to put yourself into uncomfortable situations and new situations. But I think the IC is always a place that feels like home. And like I said, I'm sure.
So maybe Jobed, if you want to share with us a bit on the challenges, right? What Josh was pointing to, because it is a reality, right? You come to this campus and it's a different picture, right? So if you want to share with our students, you know, our prospective students, what, you know, the challenges and how you've met them, because I'm really impressed on the involvement of both of you. Wow.
At least like so I'm an HOP student, class of 21. I guess like coming into SI, like we come here for the summer for like 4 weeks, high intensive academic work to prepare, like help us like, you know, transition from college, from high school to college, academic lifestyle. And so like at least coming with that, like at least coming into the semester with that sort of background after those 4 weeks, you find to have yourself a lot of time, because the semester is not what you think is going to be like after SI. For those of you who are going to the HOP, if there's any, like coming in, you feel like you have a lot of time, and that first semester will be probably your easiest semester, depending on what classes you're taking. And I say that's the semester to take advantage of, like, you know, time management. Like for me, that's still like a struggle that I have. You know, how can I use my time wisely? You know, especially to get work done and just make sure I get everything else done, things that I want to do as well. So going to the gym, and organization. I think time management, organization, they both go together. They both correlate. That's key. But definitely like the IC, since freshman year, I've always been here every day in the same spot. Like this is a place where I feel comfortable at most, because in classes, like freshman year for me, I was probably the only Black kid to be in that class. And, you know, not a lot of people I can connect with, or, you know, like professors as well. You know, I just feel isolated, so I just stay in my own box. But when I come to the IC, at least I have other people who's probably taken that class before, or like, you know, people who like, you know, want to listen and see what's going on, see how your day's doing. I feel like it's important to have people you could reach out to, just to make sure you're checking on your mental health. I feel like that's important throughout your 4 years, making sure that mentally and physically you're okay, and that, you know, you're seeing yourself as okay and you're doing well. So that's why I say with the IC, it's very comfortable in that, like, you find people here. Like I said, clubs are always meeting here. You meet all the different types of students who are here. For me, I've met a lot of people my freshman year, a lot of upperclassmen who are very cool. I still stay in touch with to this day. Like here, it's a place where I take my naps. Like it's literally
right
like that. Yeah,
right behind you.
I take my naps here, like, you know, right before class, get a quick energy boost, get some coffee, and I'm back on the move. And I come right back here, try to get some work done. You know, I'm always in the computer lab, like, because I don't know, like, this is like what my comfort zone, at least here. And then I'm also like the house manager for theme house that I created, which is the Angela Davis house. If I'm not here, I'm in my house, because those are the two spaces where I've created comfortability, and like where I feel like, you know, at least the people around I trust, and like, you know, I can be myself there, and like, you know, I don't have to feel like I'm in a box, and I can reach out to anybody within those spaces. And so like I say, like those are just a few challenges. I mean, also just some advice on like just college itself is that if you go into college and you're not sure what you want to do, whatever you're good at or you have a passion for, I say pursue that. Just from personal experience, I would say pursue that, because like for me, entering in finance, I don't have to do an econ major. You can do any major, and like as long as you're involved in other activities that can help you within the finance world, you can find stuff like the free Pillar Wall Street program, or like the finance trip, anything that can help you to, or like doing the Harvard Excel course, things that can help you to be successful in those professions. You can, and like you can still do something another major. You can do media society and still enter finance. Things like that happen. You can do an English major and enter finance. So I say when you go into college, even if you don't come here, if you do, like just find something that you're passionate about and that you're good at, because the end of the GPA, that's really what it is. But if you love what you're doing, then it's not going to be a problem. They'll always figure ways to figure it out. I feel like, I feel like a lot of people who are successful are doing what they like to do, and they're good at it because that's what they're passionate about. That's their passion. That's their drive every day. That's why they go to work. That's why they wake up. So I definitely would say that's the big advice. So you find if you're not sure what you want to do, find something that you're good at. If you see these classes are doing well, you're getting A's in these classes, maybe that's the path for you. You know what I'm saying? To take those classes, continue to get those A's. But if that's not the profession of the field you want to go into, you can still find other ways to make it work. Reach out to alums because they're willing to help. Like that's what it's really all about. But everybody goes through their own other challenges culture-wise on campus, and we all here for you. There's different ways people deal with it. At least for me, I have my close group of friends who I usually go to. We usually try to talk things through. Sometimes, it's okay to email back to professors, let professors know where they should stand, because sometimes professors get out of place sometimes, and I say don't be afraid to do that as well. Stand up for yourself, you know what I'm saying, because not many people will. We're here for you. We got you, but you should definitely always try to stand up for yourself. Like those are just like the little challenges, some advice.
So thank you, Jobed. So let me welcome Fatim, because she's joined us. And there she is. And I actually met Fatim before she was a student here, right? When you were a prospective student. So if you want to share with us, right, your experiences on campus, the transition maybe when you came to campus, and perhaps what made you decide, right? Because you were there from the start. So, and then eventually I think we'll move to some questions from our students who have joined us, right? So go, Fatim, go.
Okay, go. Okay. Hi, my name is Fatim. So coming into college, I was ready to go. I went from sports school, high school in the Bronx. I went to KIPP. Might be some Kipsters in here, but I went to KIPP, and I don't know, when I first came, like everyone was welcoming, especially like the upperclassmen and the seniors. They were like giving advice. They were just taking us in the like that. But I think they were so willing to do that because it is like a small school, so you're like always excited to meet new people and really venture out. But everyone was welcoming in the beginning and stuff, and they really like took us in and gave us advice and stuff. I'm saying the same thing. But for me, I feel like the school has like allowed me to really develop like artistically, and there's a lot of platforms for you to speak your mind or to create. I feel like HWS is not done like developing, and know that when you come here, if you come here, that you are part of that development of the school. I feel like in 10 plus years, this would be a better place, a different place. And I feel like it's just going to keep growing. And yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like I was able to like that for the IC is like the hub, that's like with the place you go to when school is over, after school. Maybe you go to McDonald's or something with your friends, Starbucks or whatever. I don't know what you do. But for us, like after class or after anything, you go to the IC. But it's not, I don't want you guys to think it's only the IC. Like I found my space, and I found my space like by venturing out. Like the more you put yourself out there and the more you trust your intuition, the better off you'll be here. So like I didn't always like stay in the IC. I went to, there's like a farmhouse here. And I found that house. I went there with my friend. We stayed there, we studied, and then there's like a beautiful view of the lake. And I went there because, you know, sometimes you get sick of being on campus. You want to see a different view. You want to explore. So you don't always have to go to the IC. You can go other places. But for most students, that's like a safe space. For me included, like there's Sister Circle. So Tasha, a black doctor, right? So she has brother and sister circle. And so we meet in the IC, that room where Joe Bed is. Joe Bed, yeah, I see his name. You see that room right there. So we sit in there and we talk about our feelings. We do therapeutic things. She leads you through a meditation. She give you advice. We talk about, you know, the fellas, you know, we getting into it. And it's just real good vibes. Like she bring herbs. She emails you. She be like, oh, do you guys want anything? Like any particular items you want me to bring for tonight's session? And you could tell her what you want. Sometimes she bring ice cream and, you know, she bring wings. And then when there's brother and sister night, that happens once a month. So the guys will come if they come. But they'll likely come because they'll be like your friends and stuff. So they'll come. Okay. And you'll they like take all the wings. Like Izzy takes all the wings. He's a senior. He's gonna graduate. But the IC also, like during finals, this was my first finals. You know, finals is like I could describe it as that big test that maybe the regents, you're like your regents that you stayed up, you're gonna stay up all night for. You shouldn't do that, but like you're gonna stay up all night kind of for and study. And we stayed in the IC. We stayed in Molina's room. She lets you stay in her room, and we did work, and everybody was there grinding, working hard. And I just ask people anything. So I've had a lot of conversations about relationships, and everybody they talk. You know, people here they want to talk to you. So I don't think anybody like will like turn you down. Yeah. I feel like it's very welcoming. People are nice, and even if they're not nice to you at first, I feel like this is a place of growth, and people are willing to correct themselves. And then some people you just leave alone, but for the most part, people are willing to work with you. But as a first, I feel like I'm talking a lot. Yes.
Fatim, so I'll ask you something, and then I want to open up to our students, you know, our prospective students. Just if you have any questions, you can ask them, unmute yourselves, or, you know, or through the chat room. But Fatim, could you share with us, because I think it's a very special moment when you were doing a choreography with a professional dancing company in IC. Can you share that with us? Because I think it's a very precious moment.
So the colleges had a group of Black dancers come to the school, and they performed like a dance for student body. And they came to the IC, and they like, so it all started because we were in the lunchroom. Me and my friend. You're going to find your friend. You're going to have your 1-2 friends, you know, not too many friends. Maybe you're going to find your person. So me and her were like eating, and then we saw these 2 Black guys. You know, you don't really see too many Black people here. So you see the Black people, you're like, wait, who's that? Who you automatically like drawn to them. So I asked, like, I was thinking, we were like, who is that? Who are they? And so my friend, she was like, hi, are you guys new here? Are you guys she she introduced herself. And so they said they were here for the dance or whatever, and they're performing. He was like, oh my God. And then I do poetry. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I do whatever. And then I had a Valentine's Day show. Like, I created a Valentine's Day show. Like I said, the school lets you do events and stuff like that. Whereas like a large school, everything's controlled. So you got to be part of maybe trustees and government and this and that to really make stuff happen. But I feel like because it's small, you're able to do things like, yeah. But it's making it collaborative. Like, it's okay that you could do it, but it's really about the people that take it to the next level. So we're still working on building stronger community. But so the dance, okay, I had a Valentine's Day. I was thinking about a Valentine's Day show, right? Because I love the song Body by Summer Walker. So I was dancing to it, right? So I'm like, okay, I gotta have a show. So then I told the guys, like, oh, could they help me with the dance? And so we were in the IC and they had a talk. I went to the discussion. They have like a few discussions in the IC often about different things. So I went, and then they showed me how to dance, and it was a good moment, because like I let loose and they helped me. But it was a beautiful moment. I feel like they were good people. I'm still in contact with them.
And then you did your show, right? For Valentine's.
Uh-huh.
You did the show on Valentine's Day.
Yes, I did the show. I was proud of myself because a lot of people doubted me. You know, they said a lot of things, you know, it may not happen, whatever.
It happened. But it happened. We're proud of you. Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
I see that we had a question. I want to make sure it got answered in the chat. From Malik. It asks, are there any Black student unions on campus? And so there definitely is the Black Student Union. It's actually its name is Sankofa, and its meetings happen in the Intercultural Affairs Center. So like a lot of student organizations, like I mentioned, that is kind of the hub for where, you know, they have their meetings, and so you'll find the Black Student Union like Sankofa. You'll find the LAO, the Latin American organization, SASA, which is the South Asian Student Association.
The Caribbean Student Association, right?
Yes.
The International Student Organization. Yeah. Women for Women. Yeah. So
exactly. They have a lot of
refresh the memory, but
I got stuck. I had to say one. But yeah, so there's a lot of different organizations, and so like I said, there's definitely a Black Student Union, and it has different events, you know, throughout the year. And definitely usually some highlight events. Sometimes, you know, I know they had Sankofa had like a gala where, you know, you dress in a black tie, you know, it's really elegant. And there's a few different events that different organizations hold, and you can dress up, bring a date, dress in nines, and stun on your friends a little bit, but but yeah, definitely a good time. But like I said, most of those organizations they meet in the Intercultural Affairs Center. Well, I'm curious. I want to leave room for questions for other people. If you have final questions, we would love to see them in the chat.
Yes, even if it's not about like this school, but just college in general, because questions can save you. So take this time. You got professor, educator, and people with a lot of experience. So, but there's like Sankofa, like, and all the what's it called?
Cultural clubs
these
and student
cultural clubs.
organizations.
Yes, cultural
Student
clubs.
organizations.
Like we always like ready to pop out.
For sure.
It's really nice. They really like outdo themselves, and it's really beautiful. Like the settings and everything. It's really nice.
Yeah, and while we get some questions,
Oh, the parties.
Yeah, hey, and I just wanted to add the flexibility that HWS offers when it comes to starting a new organization, right? Like now we have Women for Women that started last semester. We have a performing arts collective. So I think that's one thing I really appreciate about HWS, that you have an idea. Like Fatim had an idea, there she was choreographing, she did her own show, but you can also actually start a student organization. If you have an idea, or maybe a club that you had when you were in high school and you want to continue with that, ample opportunity here on campus for that.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. And I know I see Malik has another question. Come on, guys. You know, I know some other people have questions as well. But so Malik has a question. Do you guys have parties? Because there are surrounding places. I know also there are surrounding places that you can go, because I know the campus is kind of in the middle of nowhere. So what I'll say to that, you know. Malik and all the other students that are there, you know, me, I'm the type of person, I definitely work hard, you know, but I also like to have a good time. You know, I'm a very social person. I like to have a good time. And so although it definitely is in the middle of nowhere. It's not, I wouldn't say in the middle of nowhere, but it's not like the city. You know, I'm from DC, and I'm from the DC area. And so like I wasn't used to the city. I was used to the city more so than, you know, being by a lake. And so, but there's definitely plenty of things to do, you know, like definitely it's college, you know, at college, you know, there's gonna be parties for sure. And just to keep it real, keep it a buck. But so you'll definitely have a good time. There's like the team said, you'll find your people. You know, you'll find your group of people that you really, you know, whether it's being a part of an organization. For me, it was also being part of a football team, being part of, you know, I ended up being part of a fraternity. Being part of a fraternity, you know, you'll find your people, and you'll find the people that you like to have fun with, and you like to have a good time with, however that looks, you know. And so, and there's a lot of different, you know, cultural clubs, like I said, cultural clubs, they will have, you know, they'll have events, they'll have parties, you know, different sports teams will have events, they'll have parties, fraternities will have events, they'll have parties, they'll have different, a lot of different social gatherings that have a lot of different shapes and forms. So,
so if I may add, Josh, yeah, the idea, because yeah, in the middle of nowhere, I'm also very urban, and I thought, oh my gosh, Geneva, New York. Yeah. However, I think there is an intentionality on campus to give opportunities for students to leave campus.
Yeah.
That, of course, study abroad, which is a big thing here. Intercultural Affairs, we organize trips. There is a rich history around us. We've got the suffragist movement that started, the Underground Railroad. We've got the Harriet Tubman House down the road. We've got Seneca Falls. So we try to take students to those places, and that's one way of leaving the campus, right? And learning about the local history and about the history that affects us in particular, right? We also, there's the flexibility that, for example, the students wanted to go to international markets, especially our Fulbright. We have a program with our Fulbrights here. We organize that. You know, we go for Heritage Months. We take students to Rochester. There's a Memorial Art Gallery that organizes these incredible events. So there's that flexibility of being able to leave campus if it feels a little bit suffocating, right? And then, if I may ask, we just started, Renee Grant, our wonderful Renee Grant, just launched the Grand Cultural Trip. Some of you here got to go to Washington, D.C. So if you want to share with the students what that experience was like, because that is something that we hope to continue doing. So I think, Fatim, did you go? I think Josh went.
Yeah, I went.
That trip.
I was on it.
So if you want to go for it and let students know how that experience was like, right?
You got to respond to emails fast, because opportunities just...
That's a fact, for sure.
Yeah, that went fast.
So, because people were like on the waiting list kind of for it, but so I got in, I went to Washington, D.C., I did I went to it was like a poetry thing. We went to like a restaurant.
Busboys and Poets?
Huh?
Busboys and Poets?
Yes, yes. I met some people there, some inspiring, Black lovely souls there, just it was beautiful. And you get to spend time with your friends. Y'all stay in a hotel. We met with some alumni. They were inspiring. You connect with them if you choose to. It's all about putting yourself out there and, going and getting what's there in front of you. We went to we went to the museum, the African American Museum, the new museum. It's not so new, but it's new in DC. You learn about yourself. There was this, I don't know if you guys met Miss Wormley, probably have, but we got real with her, played some good music. Josh drove the car. It was real intimate. And also, yeah, there's a lot of things I didn't get to go, but there was like a flyer for different events that are off campus. There was like a skiing one. I was really trying to make the skiing thing, and there was Dave and Buster's. I missed that too. You see, you gotta go get the opportunity. But there was a lot of other things, like going to farmers market, and there was an art gallery. But like I said, even if they're not offering it, you can still find your way off campus. Like there's downtown, there's like the hibachi restaurant. You have your few staples.
Sure.
Some people go out there to parties and stuff. That's not my crowd and all that. But people do that. They there's a bowling. Did we go bowling here?
Yeah, there's a few different places downtown, I think. I know there's a few different bowling alleys, but I wanted to make sure that we got to these last two questions before we run out of time. And so for payment for those trips, and then I'll get to how we get around campus as well. But for payment for those trips, how does that work, Professor Molina?
Yeah, for the most part, they're free. All the trips we organize free of charge. The Washington D.C. it was the first time we got funding for that, but I believe you were asked to just cover your meals. Is that right?
Right, exactly.
Right? Yes. But the plan is to really secure, firm funding, so that next time when we have another one of those trips, it'll be free, and that's kind of the way we like to go. Absolutely.
Yeah. Usually a lot of the opportunities that happen on campus, usually a lot of times they're paid for, and so you just take advantage of those opportunities. That's why Fatim said it's a really good idea, to check your email. And then just to answer the last question, Jobed, do you want to answer the last question of how you get around on campus or get around on and off campus?
How do you get around? I mean, I got a bike.
That is true.
He don't use his hands on the bike.
Oh yeah, people know that. But when you see me on my bike, I ride with no hands. I just.
But other than a bike,
the shuttles from what time? What time is
the shuttles at work. The shuttles are from 7 to 10. I don't know the official time, but they run through the day and then they run longer on the weekends.
I mean, it's what 7 to 1. Weekends like 7 to 1 or 2.
Yeah, something like that.
I get around with a bike. I mean, I gotta get around somehow quickly. Like for me, I got long legs and I'm tall, but bike is the fastest way. Especially live on the hill. I just be zoomed down. I'd be out to class. And, what I'm saying? At least that's the way I get around at least. And then
in late hours, sometimes campus safety will also help.
Exactly. Right? Campus safety will to be honest with you, I milk that. Campus safety will definitely give you a ride in the worst case scenarios for sure. I probably have taken advantage of that a little bit too much, but other than that, you can also use Zoom cars. You can rent those out for a zip car. So, we're on Zoom. Zip cars. And you can rent those out for a pretty small. I think you pay a monthly price, and then you pay a price every time you use it. It's like $8 or something like that. So it's pretty cheap. So yeah, definitely a lot of ways to get on campus. friends will have cars, you know, and people are, it's not a huge campus, you know, it doesn't take that much to get around. And like I said, walking is not even that, from getting place to place, it's not that hard. But when it does get cold, you know, it's good to secure a way to get around. But I would say that's the last question that we have time for today, and in today's session. Is there anything you all want to add? I know we kind of have to end it, but is there anything anybody else would like to add?
Yes, there's also a taxi person here, like that everybody knows, and yeah, I forgot. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And if you get on a taxi, a couple of things. If you get a taxi, IC does have taxi vouchers, so we can cover that. I just want to say one last thing. If you Google Intercultural Affairs Home Away from Home, the first link that shows up is the link to our blog. So I would encourage everybody to just check out. Our blog has our day-to-day activities, programs. We feature our student workers. So, you know, that'll give you a picture of what happens in our wonderful IC. And thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, wait, what? Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Also that, like, make sure that you guys, like, put yourself out there, and also that any experience, no matter where you choose to go, whatever's going on in your life, the experience is what you make it. So if you're deciding between money, like all of that, like it's all about what you make it. And know that you see the vibe, the aura here is positive, is good. And it's like, you won't always encounter that, but you have to put yourself out there so you can find it and so you can be around it. Like, people are going to come crawling to you and want you in all ways and all types of forms, whatever. But you have to decide what's right and what's wrong for you. Like, so it's all about learning more about yourself and trusting the process and making the best out of it. Good luck.
I love that. Oh,
Think
wow.
about it.
Wow. And Jobed, any words of wisdom? Thank you, Fatim. That was wonderful. Any last words of wisdom here? Josh, Jobed, before we leave?
I feel like Fatim definitely hit a lot of points there. Like, I feel like no matter what school you go to, college is a learning and growing process on about yourself, learning who you are, seeing, you know, what fits for you, what doesn't. And, you know, if you kind of already know who you are, so I say try to stay true to yourself and, you know, involve yourself in whatever, you know, represents the qualities and characteristics of yourself, the morals of who you are. You'll meet people, some people you'll drop, some people will stay in your circle. It happens, you know, not everybody, you know, can really click with you, but that's life right there. But it doesn't mean you should hate people. It doesn't mean anything like that. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's not people that's not going to be in the same circle as you, but that's okay. But then you just saw other people who are willing to help you out, you know, and reach out. I feel like no matter where you go to, you're going to find mentors. I feel like it's important to find like mentors, you know, people you can check in on. Like, I found like alums who just reached out to me and, you know, just been giving me advice, even though I never asked for that. But it's good to have them because you never know something happens. Like, you know, you just hit them up on something regular and then they'll be there for you, you know, give you some advice on career professionals or college experience, you know, other experiences that, you know, could probably help you out. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like that was a problem I had.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't really like to ask for help. I used to try to figure things out myself, you know, like fight my own battles. But sometimes it's okay to ask for help because it could be needed. You feel me? And also, just like whatever y'all do, whatever school y'all go to, you'll stay focused, stay determined. If you're passionate about something that you're good at, do it.
Or you're not good at. Because me, I struggle in STEM, but I'm still in STEM. So you don't have to be all the way 100%. You got to work with it and do what you want to do. And also, learn how to drive before you come. That's what I wish. I wish I would listen to my mom. Learn how to drive if you can. Learn how to drive before you come.
Suburbs up here, you know what I'm saying? You can't really walk everywhere. You need a car. You kind of need a car. But definitely like, yo. Like,
bike is a decent way to get around.
True. If you want.
For sure.
You surround yourself with people who are, you know, gonna benefit, who are not benefit you, but like who are gonna look out for you. Those you can continue to go to. I feel like that's key to, you know, at least, you know, maintain at least a healthy lifestyle in college, and like, you know, making sure you stay sane as well. surround yourself with those right people, people in your circle. That's really like what it is. And like, don't always ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
Ask for help. Literally, like professors, they will be willing to help. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I've learned a lot from like my experience. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I want to tell y'all.
Oh, yes. And also correct people when they saying something that don't make sense, you don't agree with. The best thing I learned was to interrogate language. Wait, that don't make sense. Why do you think that? Pull up to the office with an article, show what you think, why you think it, and why it makes sense. And people, they will understand. Or if they try to reject you in the beginning, you still put a seed in their head. So it's all about what you make it. That's why I said it's all about what you make it.
That is a fact. I would say lastly, it definitely is what you make it. You take advantage of, you get out of college, as cliche as it sounds, you get out of college or you get out of Hobart William Smith, what you want. If you want to, make this into an opportunity for a job, it can be that. If you want this as an opportunity to grow, as an individual, grow in your interpersonal as well as, your people skills, this is the place you can do that. If you want, to be a part of something that's larger than yourself, this is the place you can do that. Is whatever you want, you can really, make this place that, because the opportunities are available, the resources are available. So, I would say, I just want to thank you all again for joining us. I'm going to share the website link in the chat for those who want to learn more, as well as you can contact us at any time, and we will provide our emails to you. Thank you so much, and best of luck to all of you as you make your final decisions. And so y'all have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
How do you do this?